Alright. Jesus Christ, I fucking hate Wavelink. Should be good to go again. I am gonna wait for the ads that are going to run again before we actually get started, but everything should actually be operating now. Right? Yeah, I don't know what it is about fucking Wavelink, but like every time I unplug the mic and plug it back in, there's a chance that Wavelink will just stop working. It's so annoying. All right. I think we can finally get started now that the audio issues have been dealt with. Now that the ads are over, I think we can get started. All right. So, this is going to be a little bit awkward. I hope everything works. We might have to do some tweaks, especially with the camera now that I restarted everything, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Bada bing, bada blammo. There it is. We got, man, I got to figure out a better way to set this whole thing up. Because every time that I set up to open up a booster box on stream... Also, let me make sure that all the detail actually... Okay. Every time I try to set up to open a booster box on stream, it's always all sorts of jank. I have cables running everywhere. I'm trying out a new light setup as well. You can probably see some of the light right there. Let's see, should be a little bit better, I think, than the previous two, just because we have better lighting set up for this now. Also, anime, what do you mean random ass time? You just outing yourself with somebody who doesn't look at the schedule, huh? It would only be random if it wasn't planned. But if it's planned, it ain't random. Okay. Let me do some adjustments here. This fucking guy. Okay, so I need to mess with the camera real quick because it reverted to the default settings because the Logitech is really cool. I mean, webcam in general, I think, are really cool, right? Because they definitely don't just do whatever they want. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. Also, we have plenty of lighting. Let's turn that down just a little bit. Do not need the light compensation. So I've been wanting to crack this bad boy open the whole weekend, chat. The amount of restraint. Man, my shit's crooked as fuck. The amount of restraint that it took to not open this up the day that I got it was a lot. So, waited 4 days. Because I got it actually quite a bit early. There was something else I needed to fix. I think zoom is fine. Turn the brightness down on the flashlight? Your shit's equipped with a light? Damn. You gotta get the new model. Welcome in, Jubo. That's what I say when I do not shoot my home in the back. We need games to not have friendly fire just to protect us from anime. Okay. I think that's fine there. Brighten it up a little bit. There. A little bit of sharpness will help with the text. Okay. I think we're good, except there's one last thing that I gotta do, chat. Yo, it barely made a difference. That's okay. I could throw some 720p mode for some slick FPS action, but we don't need that. We don't need that. We're fine. Also, you like what my cat did to me? Isn't that amazing? I love cats. All right. Yeah, let's crack this bad boy open. Try not to fucking dig into the cards. Let's get started. I gotta be honest, I was a little bit more excited about the set when it was first announced. And I got slightly less excited when the set actually... mainly because I think that Lorwyn Eclipsed is a perfect example as to why we need to go back to blocks. Lorwyn is a set that has a lot packed into it, right? Kithkins and elves and goblins and merfolks and fairies and elementals, all sorts of different mechanics, etc., etc., etc. Right? Look, they even show you right there. It has a lot going on, and you cannot properly represent each creature type and each mechanic in a single set. It led to... Oh, let me fix the colors here a little bit, because those are kind of fucked up. It led to there being a lack of, for example, fairies. They have a few merfolks, few fairies, and then the fairies, they do have, like, one fairy, for example, deals with goblin-related stuff, and with -1/-1 counters, right? It works very well with the blight mechanic. And one of the merfolks wants to create fairies. It's very weird, and I think it's great for, like, a limited environment, but in general, I think they could have done a much better job if this was a couple of sets and not, you know, just a singular set. So I really wish we could go back to blocks. A lot of people say, oh, you really don't want to go back to blocks, which you actually... No, I want to go back to blocks. Edge of Eternities could have been a sick block if we didn't spend time, you know, in just one set and have like 4 of the same guy in a single set. Khans of Tarkir would have been super dope as a, Tarkir Dragonstorm would have been super dope. Do I not have a... Interesting. Okay, cranking up the saturation kind of fixes that a little bit. The colors are going to be a little bit off. Maybe we make it a little bit warmer. Yeah, there you go. I gotta clean this fucking thing, Jesus. Tarkir Dragonstorm could have been super sick if we, you know, if it was kind of done the same way as original Tarkir was done, where the first set was the Khans, and then it was kind of the dragons, and then it was a mix of the two to supplement. Even going back to something like Ravnica, you know, or anything of the sort is going to be difficult. You're going to have to cover 10 different guilds and 10 different unique mechanics in a single set. It's just not going to get its due diligence. So it's a bit of a shame that Lorwyn didn't get its due diligence. I'm really just upset because there's not a big wave of fairies. I just gotta be honest with you, chat. I was really looking forward to it, but that's okay. There still are a couple of really cool fairies I'd like to pull. Particularly, is it Bitter Blossom Bearer or something to that extent? It's Bitter Blossom on a stick. But there's a lot of cool cards in general in here, so... Ooh, I say we get cracking. Hopefully, since I know my community is not built the biggest on Magic the Gathering, hopefully you guys can enjoy at the very least the artwork of these cards, because the artwork is absolutely fantastic, especially in Lorwyn. That's definitely one thing that they definitely got right, is the artwork. Let me adjust the focus real quick. I guess that's as good as we're gonna get with my little janky camera, chat. That's as good as we're gonna get. So I'm gonna kind of pause and check out some of these for myself, because I haven't explored the entire set. I kind of tried to stay a little bit blind on this one. I checked out some of the spoilers as they came out, but I tried to stay mostly blind because it was a set I was really looking forward to. So I'm gonna take it easy on the first couple of packs when it comes to the commons and uncommons, and in the later packs, we'll just kind of blast through the commons and And only check out the uncommons and the rares and all that stuff, so. Speaking of fairies, I talk shit and then we get a fairy right away. But see, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Cool art, though. I love the fairies in Lorwyn. They're like, you know, half traditional fairy, but also like half like bug. Their legs primarily, I guess. They're pretty cool. But yeah, all of these different types, they deserve to really get a lot more time and a lot more just appreciation in general. Unfortunately, they didn't get a chance to. Man, the goblins look so weird. I'm so used to like the, you know, traditional type goblins. But in Lorwyn, they kind of, some goblins have like a warhog sort of look to them. They look kind of bizarre. They look kind of bizarre. Also, good thing that everything is looking right. Because I remember last time everything was upside down for like the first pack and then I had to adjust. So I'm glad that today we're starting off with everything on the right side. Oh, man. You know, tech issues are something you just got to deal with it yourself. And you know what I mean? These guys look kind of neat. I like the changelings quite a bit. I think they look neat. I've always kind of had a soft spot for the shapeshifter changelings from Lorwyn. They look really cool. Vaktel, welcome in. Oh, you know what? After this pack, we should probably change the music to something more chill. Dude, that's anime right there. This guy right here. This is anime. Some of the Kithkins have some crazy neck to body proportions. All right, so we should be getting the rare here on the next one. Let's see how we're starting off. Half of the light is like in front of the screen and I can barely see. Let's see what our first rare for our first pack is gonna be. Oh, hey! He's actually kind of neat. I wish he was an otter and not a giant wizard, because I would really like to put this in my Alanya deck. But yeah, maybe I'll slot him into Niv Mizzet. This is a cool guy. Goliath the Daydreamer. 4 CMC, 4/4. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell from your hand, exile the card with a dream counter. Dream counters. You guys remember in Elden Ring? You guys remember in Elden Ring when they wanted to have the dream mechanic? I wish they kind of would have kept it. Exile that card with a dream counter on it instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. Whenever this creature attacks, you may cast a spell from among cards you own in exile with dream counters on them without paying its mana cost. A little foil gridlock 4. Treasure token, 15 tokens. Nioh. This bad boy up here. I set the foils apart all the time, but I don't know why. It's just a habit. Just a habit. Let me just section these off for my own organization purposes as well. She looked tough to give birth. I mean, oh yeah, you talking about this one? Kitkins they look weird. You'll see in some of the packs. I don't know if they're meant to look very different, if it's just like an artistic choice from the various artists, but some Kithkins look interesting. They look interesting. The fuck? This pack just like crumbled. Oh man, I needed to have a clean trash can for this. Oh hey, look, it's the premiere art for Lorwyn Eclipse. This is what I'm talking about, man. Like, even if you don't particularly enjoy playing Magic, the artwork on these cards is so fucking insane. Which is so fucking wild to me that Wizards of the Coast actually fucked around with AI for a couple of things in the past. Because look at this, dude. AI is not giving you this. Gen AI is just not giving you this. It's not giving you this level of shading. It's not giving you this level of detail. This is just such a beautiful piece of art, dude. Fuck generative AI. Wild Unraveling. Oh, Jesus. There's some really neat commons. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? As we progress and progress and progress, set after set after set, the power level of everything increases, including commons, yeah. Thunderstrike is neat. Look at this fucking thing, dude. That's what I'm talking about, dude. The changelings are so sick at Lorwyn. Alright, with some of the artwork that we have for the Kithkins, you will never be able to tell me that the Kithkins are not just fucking racist as fuck, dude. Half of the Kithkin cards make him come across as bigots, dude. Like, I just gotta say, realistically, it's only like two. This one and another one. But still. Look at this, dude. Hang on, let me put these to the side. God, I could just sit here and look at cards for hours just because the artwork is so damn good. That's so fucking efficient. That's so good. I like it. But see what I mean? Look at this. Again, I don't know if it's like mainly a stylistic choice or if they're actually meant to like just be wildly different, but look at these two. Kithkins are crazy. I think Kithkins are pretty much supposed to be like, sort of like halflings, hobbit sort of thing, just more, obviously, I think Kithkins are unique to Magic the Gathering. It's an interesting typo, fella. Hey, this is one of the ones that I actually wanted to get for my Alayla deck. That's kind of neat. All she wants to do is cast spells on my opponent's turn, so a little bit of digging through our deck is never bad. Never bad. Unbury. A well-aged Bogart body is steeped in magics richer than any fagged lamp. Crazy art. I really like the art. You'll probably hear me say this a lot, but I really like the art in Lorwyn. It's so good. And our rare is Adept Water Shaper. 3 mana, 3/4. Other tapped creatures you control have indestructible. And see, I think partly this is the issue with having some a singular set, is you're sort of forced to make certain creature types have abilities that kind of work with other creatures within the set, which I think is fine, especially for a limited environment. But I don't know. I mean, okay, it is a merfolk. It does work with merfolks, but it works with a lot of other stuff. That's cool. But I really wish this would have said other tapped merfolk creatures you control, just for the sake of flavor, you know? But still pretty sick. Cool card. And then we have Crossroad Watcher. Ooh. It's a neat card. Oh, hey, and then we have our Full Art Land. First Full Art Land. I really like the artwork for the Full Art Lands. They're not my favorite by any metric, but I really like what they did, where they have, similar to the Full Art Shock Lands, we get a version of it in Lorwyn and a version of it in Shadowmoor, which I really think it's neat, especially if you're, you know, if you like the theme your decks and what have you. I think it's neat. At least they look easy to kick, because I wouldn't want to meet one in a dark alley. I don't know, man. They got magic and shit on their side. I don't know that you'll be able to do that as easily as you think. I love land art. They can be so pretty. They really can. Speaking of which, look at that. I wish I could frame so many pieces of artwork from Magic. They're just so good. They're just so good. Alright, that's pretty good. The fucking fairy. Oh, come on. Don't be stingy. You've got so many. Oh, yeah. I forgot the tree folks make a bit of a return as well. Unexpected assistance is actually pretty decent. Convoke is not to be underestimated. This can easily be cast for free in some scenarios. Definitely very easy to get it for just 2 mana. It's really good. Very solid common. You know, I really wish I liked the elementals a little bit more. I really do. Because I think a lot of elementals are cool, especially the ones in Izzet. But I can never find myself to find the right elemental that I like to build a deck with. Commander-wise, obviously. Pummeler for hire. Look at this guy. What about him, Vaktel? Would you fuck with this guy? Why do all the giants always look so pissed off? You'd think they'd be hella chill in Lorwyn. They're literally the biggest thing in there. They always look so upset. Gut Splitter Gang. Goblins are so silly. He has arm wrestling forearms. You know what? Fair. Fair. Oh, I actually didn't know that the Springleaf Drum was reprinted in here. That's actually quite neat. I really like this artwork for it. And our rare is Spry and Mighty. 5 mana, green sorcery. Choose 2 target creatures you control. You draw X cards, and the chosen creatures get +X/+X and gain trample until the end of the turn, where X is the difference between the chosen creature's powers. Very interesting, obviously, since it does picture a tree folk. Usually tree folks have very low power, right? Usually. Not always, but usually. Oh, hey! Would you look at that? Our first Shockland of the box. A good old Blood Crypt. I don't think I have a Blood Crypt in my Prosper deck, so nice little find. Very welcome. Shocklands are always nice to find. And our foil is Wonder Wine Distractor. Neat. Yeah, I am so happy that we're getting the Shocklands in this set. I don't know what it is. I just really like lands. Lands are probably one of my favorite card type in Magic. I really don't know why. I just really have always loved Shocklands and Fetch lands. I mean, obviously, yeah, they're good, but outside of that, I always get excited pulling them. Ironically enough, though, I really don't care for landfall archetypes. You would think that if I enjoy lands so much, I would be all into playing landfall. I really do not like playing landfall. So in Lorwyn, things are a little shifted. I think most types have black in them, for the exception of merfolks. I think Kithkins are mostly stuck to Selesnya. Elves are green and black. Goblins are red and black. Fairies are blue and black. And merfolks are blue and white. Goblins are traditionally red, but specifically the Lorwyn goblins have always been black and red. But yeah, you're not wrong. Red is definitely still very much the premier color for goblins. Those little pesky fellows. Okay, I think we can kind of breeze a little bit faster through the commons at the very least. I think the springs is nice. See, some of the Kithkins have like crazy good art, and then a couple of them look really weird. Which I don't think the ones that look weird per se is bad art. I think the art is still really good. They just look odd. They just look odd. Hey, good old spell snare. Darkness descends. I'm still undecided if I want to put this in my Hapatra deck or not. Probably will though. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. I thought about changing my Hapatra deck into an anti-Ul deck. Also, I just realized, I'll fix it after this spec, but I just realized that the chat on screen is being like partially cut off because we're swapped the camera, but I didn't swap the chat. Ooh. And this is our first showcase art. I really like the showcase art in Lorwyn Eclipsed. I think the showcase art for this set is really, really good. Bristlebane Battler, 2 mana, 6/6 with Trample and Ward 2. This creature enters with 5 -1/-1 counters on it whenever another creature you control enters. While this creature has a -1/-1 counter, remove a -1/-1 counter from this creature. So this guy comes down as a 2/2, sorry, as a 1/1, but this is going to very quickly turn into a 6/6 with Trample. It's a neat card. It is a neat card. Ooh, and there it is, the island. I might actually... No, I might put these somewhere. I was originally thinking of putting these in my Alanya deck because they have shells and whatnot, right? Like, I think thematically they fit for an otter deck. But I really just want to get the Edge of Eternity's full art lands. I think they're so sick. But yeah, the artwork for the lands in this set has really kind of grown on me. I gotta be honest. Initially, I was kind of like, I mean, they're neat, but the more I look at them, the more I enjoy them. Why are they neck maxing? They just, that's all they work out, I guess, right? They put those like rubber bands around their neck and then they just go to town. Just 2 hours at the gym of neck training. Why? I have no idea. I'm streaming by Take This. Oh my god, I gotta ban Xenon for self-promotion. Also, I gotta fix the chat. Whoa. Whoa. Beautiful. Right there. What is this? Is this gonna get me banned? What is this? We're excited to reveal the latest updates from the Silent Hill series in a new Silent Hill transmission on February 12th. Ooh. We'll be sharing the latest news on Silent Hill Townfall. Alright, couple of days. Hey, isn't this when the PlayStation State of Play is also happening? Pretty sure it's on Thursday. Damn. State of Play and Silent Hill transmission in one day? Alright. It's some exciting stuff. Oh, hey, this is what I meant by the racist ass card that I'm not really sure how they allowed this to be printed with this flavor text. We don't want your kind around here. I get it. The whole set is typal, but it's really hard to not read this as, we don't want your kind around here. You know, I don't think they should have kept this. It's keep out. We don't want your kind. I think they, I don't think they should have made it through. Especially not in today's climate. I don't think they should have made it through, just saying. That's right, it's just a couple of mellow tacos on the card. No worries, dude. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Lys Alana. I like the elves. I like elves a lot, yet I still don't really ever build elf decks. There's a lot of different types of cards that I enjoy in Magic that I just really don't care to actually play with, but I enjoy from a distance. Temporal Cleansing, a nice little tempo piece. Choose one, burn across, or chase a stranger. Yeah, a bit of a weird card. A bit of a weird card. Look at the shapeshifter. See, this is what I mean. I love these little guys. Pestered Wellguard. See, this is the one of the ones I talked about at the start. This creature becomes tapped. Create a 1/1 blue and black fairy, which is neat. Just, I wish we had a fairy that did that. Reaping Willow. This is actually kind of a really nice card. Yeah, it's actually quite nice. Seer. Klechon Festival. 3 mana, make 2 1/1 green-white Pithkins. You can pay 5 to create another one. Alright. And our rare is a Flittering Nuisance. 1 mana, 2/2 fairy rogue with flying. This creature enters with a -1/-1 counter on it. Pay 3, remove a counter from this creature. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker this turn, draw a card. Now, the cool part about this is that it just wants you to remove a counter. So obviously it comes down with a -1/-1 counter because it, you know, very much is thematic for the set, and it does work with some of the other cards in the set that like to do -1/-1 counter. But this can be anything. This can be a +1/+1 counter. This could be a shield counter. This could be a whatever counter. Any counter can be removed. And the effect will stack. So if you pop this bad boy 3, 4, 5 times and you deal damage with one creature, that is 4 or 5 stacks of this effect. That'll get you 4 or 5 cards. Not, I mean, that's a huge mana sink, but regardless, I'm just making a point, I guess. It's pretty neat. I like it. I don't know if I like it enough to put in my Alila deck. Ooh! Yo, this is actually fucking sick. Bit of a bloom, a foil bloom tender. Oh, the art for this is really fucking nice. 2 mana, 1/1 with Vivid. For each color among permanents you control, add 1 mana for that color. This is actually a really, really neat pull. I am very happy with this. I've been wanting to put my Animar deck back in operation, and I think this is a pretty nice inclusion. Hell yeah! I'll take a rare, or sorry, a foil, mythic foil, alongside a decent enough rare. I'll take it. I'm not gonna shy away from it. Is it a good card? It is a very good card. It really wants to be played in 3 colored decks or more, right? 3, 4, 5 color decks to get the full advantage of it. But it is a very, very good card. It is a staple in many 3 color decks. It's really good at ramping you up, honestly. 2 mana gives you... When you tap it, it'll give you 1, usually, right? Unless you have a different color. Then you can get 2. But, yeah, it's very easy to get 3+ mana out of Bloom Tender. It's really nice. Look at this guy. I like the elementals. All right. Well, I guess when I was making the point that I don't know if you could really take on a Kithkins because they got magic on their side. I think we could take on this guy. I feel bad for him, but I think we could take on that guy. This guy's sick too. Ooh! Holy! One of the special guest cards. And a really good special guest card to add that. This is definitely slotting itself into my Hapatra deck. I already have a Devoted Druid in my Hapatra deck, but this is crazy good art. Devoted Druid, 2 mana 0/2, tap to add a green and put a -1/-1 counter on this creature to untap this creature. It is really, really nice. I'm quite happy. At this rate, all we have to do is pull a singular Bitterbloom Bear, and I will be very, very happy indeed. Other giants of Double Strike. Big giants go big damage. There's a whole cycle of, not specifically these, but there's a whole cycle of creatures in all the colors that enter with -1/-1 counters, obviously, too. Woo! Hello! Man, this pack was sick! Yeah, there's a whole cycle of creatures that enter with -1/-1 counters. Again, something that I think would have benefited better in a block rather than a singular set, just to spread them out a little bit more, but Wistfulness! 5 mana, 6/5. When this creature enters, if double green was spent to cast it, exile target artifact or enchantment on opponent controls. When this creature enters, if double blue was spent to cast it, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Evoke for hybrid. Oh man, I forgot the word for hybrid green-blue, double hybrid green-blue. Yeah, good old Evoke. So these cards are sick. This isn't, speaking of cycles, this is an entire cycle of elementals in dual colors, where late game, you can take advantage of both effects, or early on, you can hit them down for the Evoke cost, and you can obviously essentially pick whichever one. Do you need to get rid of something? Do you need to draw something? So this offers early game flexibility, or it just gives you all sorts of late game goodness. I really like this cycle. I really, really do. Man, that was a really fucking solid pack. Little foil 4s. Not mad at that. Just an armor puzzle. Yeah, we have a couple of axolotls in Magic. Not something common that you see, but we have a couple of them. I wish we kind of had more here and there, because I think axolotls are really, really neat. They almost don't look real, you know what I mean? You see a picture of an axolotl, you think that's a made-up guy. Like, you think somebody photoshopped a fish. You know what I mean? They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. Giant Berserk Man. I again, as I cycle through this, like, it's just, oh man, it's the artwork. Magic is such a cool universe. It's primarily why, like, not to rag on Universes Beyond. I don't really have any issues with Universes Beyond. But it's primarily why I wish we would just stick to our own stuff. Universes Beyond should have just been left in secret layers. Or like small little spin-off sets or something. But they should have never become main part of Magic. It's a good way to bring new players in. That's for sure, but like the unique art, the unique stories, oh man. It feels bittersweet when you see this and you're like, this is amazing. And then the next set is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But this is a cool part. I like this one quite a bit. Ooh! Any feet enjoyers in the chat? Flock Impossible. Look at this guy. It's actually kind of creepy a little bit, huh? Can you imagine just walking through the park and you look to your right and this fucking thing is just staring you down? It's a little creepy. Kind of like a creepypasta type fella, huh? A little bit. Alright, and our rare is Bridget's Command. 3 mana, Kindred Sorcery for Kithkin. Choose to create a token that's a copy of target Kithkin you control. Target player Creates a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token. Target creature you control gets +3/+3 until the end of turn. And target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. I like the commands. I don't think they're like insane, but I like the fact that you can slot these in decks that aren't particularly of that type, although obviously you probably want to. But you can still get some decent benefit out of all of the other ones. I think all of them have the create a token that's a copy of target X, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I like the commands. And we have a foil Wonderbrine Trapper. I like the foiling coming through the eyes. It looks a little odd, but... oh man, I really wish that foiling was done a little bit differently. Obviously, it's a lot cheaper to just foil the entire card. But I remember some of the older foils kind of looked like they had, rather than the entire card being foil, it kind of looked like it had more like foil accents, which looks really cool. And hey, here's Alert Mountain. Man, I'm still really stoked at that other pack. That was really sick. Ostrich Skinwalker just dropped. Oh, man. There was a period of time, not so much anymore, you still see it a little bit, but there was a period of time where I felt like my entire timeline... Auntie Sentence. Auntie... ooh, you weird as hell. There was a period of time where I felt like my entire timeline, whether it was TikTok or YouTube, I guess because I'm into horror stuff and whatnot, but it felt like the entire timeline was nothing but like Skinwalker videos. Like, oh my god, look at this, I saw a Skinwalker, and it's literally just like a goat staring at the camera. Oh my god, look, I found a Skinwalker, and it's just like a bear walking on two legs. It's like, what the fuck is this, dude? Oh, man. I low-key envy. Oh, look at this cute little guy. Look at him. I low-key envy people that are just like... I don't know what word to use, but just like... believe in stuff like that at a glance. Like, their world must be interesting. Blasting Tarfire. At the beginning of each end step, if you put a counter on a creature this turn, this enchantment deals 2 damage to each opponent. That is not bad. And hey, here's our rare Kinscare Sentry. 2 mana, 2/2, first strike, lifelink. When this creature attacks, you may put a creature card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield. Tap and attacking, where X is the number of attacking creatures you control. Whoa, this guy's kind of sick. This guy is really sick. Okay. Kithkin's got it. Ooh. Some really cool art. The angle that I had it at for a second made me think that the symbol was actually a rare. I was like, this doesn't seem like a rare, but... pretty cool art, though. We got our... oh, look at this goblin! Look at this guy! Wait, oh shit, I just realized he ate a fucking fairy! I've seen these tokens before, and I realized that they were, like, picking their teeth with, like, a toothpick. It's probably... actually, no, that's not... is it pulling on, like, the, a fairy's leg? That's definitely a fairy's wing in there. Yo, this token is fucked up. Get it out of here, dude. I'm too big of a fan of fairies to watch a fairy get brutalized like that for no real reason. Get out of here. That's fucked up. Oh, man. Wizards of the Coast. What the fuck, dude? Oh, there's definitely some really dark cards. You know what? I'm just gonna toss these on the floor. I'm tired of, like, trying to get through. I'll deal with it after the stream. Just toss these on the ground. I'm tired of having to, like, sneak through the cables and whatnot. You know, there's some really dark cards in Magic. Some really fucked up cards when you think about, like, what's going on. Card. Oh yeah, I was gonna change the playlist. I forgot. Ooh, look at this guy. I like this guy. I put him in the anti-ool deck that I recently made on MTGA for this Friday. Again, I really like the showcase art. Eclipse Bogger, 3 mana, 2/3. This creature enters. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a goblin, swamp, or a mountain card from among them. Put it into your hand. For the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. This guy's cool. Ooh, Bridget Klachan? Bridget, 3 mana, 3/2. When this creature enters or transforms into Bridget, create a Klachan's Heart. Is it Klachan? I'm gonna say Klachan. It's probably really wrong, but anyways, whenever this creature enters or transforms into Bridget Klachan's Heart, create a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay green. If you do, you transform her, and she becomes Bridget Down's Mind. She basically becomes Gaia's Cradle on a stick. Add green or X. Sorry, add green or white, X green or X white, where X is the number of other creatures you control. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay white. If you do, you transform her. Again, she is really sweet. I don't know if I'm gonna be using her, but she's really sweet. Hey, look at that. Flamed. Nice. We have gotten some sweet cards. I'm very happy so far. I mean, could it have been better? Yeah, I guess so, but so far I am pretty happy. Also, let me change the music here, because I wanted to pick a bit of a different playlist. Not that there's anything wrong with what's playing right now. I just wanted something that's maybe a little bit more... kind of more chill, I guess. Kind of want to keep the same vibe, but like... Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just let it play. I just need to turn down the volume a little bit, that's all. Just the lyric, whenever a song has lyrics, even if it's like a phrase or whatever, it's kind of distracting to talk when I hear lyrics. So I usually, when I used to like speedrun RE2, and I had music playing and whatnot, I'd usually keep it pretty quiet. Ooh, Dream Caesar. I wonder why they didn't give us Thoughtseize. I wonder why they didn't give us Thoughtseize. I'm not mad about it, though. This guy's pretty cool. Just wish he was a little bit cheaper. I gotta be honest. That is a cool-looking merfolk. Wow. That's actually quite decent for a common, honestly. These tree folks are crazy, dude. All of the tree folks are stoners. You cannot get me to believe otherwise. All of these tree folks smoke mad amounts of weed. That's a cool art. Here they go again. They just can't help themselves. The Kithkins are just they're just, you know. Ooh, hey! Voracious Tomb Skimmer. This is one of the fairies that I really wanted to get for my Alayla deck. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you may pay a life if you do draw a card. It is a sweet, sweet card. Explicit Prodigy is pretty cool as well. And our rare is Bloodline Bidding. This is a crazy looking art. Bloodline Bidding. 8 mana sorcery with Convoke. Choose a creature type. Return all creature cards of the chosen type from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's pretty neat. And our foil is Scarblade's Malice. Cool card. And hey, cool art forest. Neat. It's kind of wild to think about. Like, every so often, whenever I open up packs or I just see the cost of things, it just... It's wild to me that you were able to go into a shop, or even online, you were able to just like drop $100, get yourself 36 packs. Now you're lucky if you can snag a box for 120, 130, if not higher. And I think it's 30 packs instead of 36. Inflation really do be fucking up all of our hobbies, huh? Now, something that I didn't point out, because I pointed out how interesting the neck-to-body ratio on some of these Kithkins is, but look at that little guy. That little guy is cool. Illusion spinners. That's a lot of mana for a vanilla flyer. And ooh, I was really hoping to pull this. I was really hoping to pull this. I think I wanted to try this in my Krenko deck. I think is where I wanted to try it. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature the first time you would create one or more tokens each turn, you may instead create that many tokens that are copies of the equipped creature. Not necessarily to equip on Krenko himself, obviously, because I'd need something to negate the legend rule. But there's a lot of interesting goblins. I mean, just even copying a lord, right? You tap Krenko, let's say you were to make like 6 goblin tokens, but instead of making 6 1/1s, you suddenly make, you know, 6 goblin lords. Yeah, it's kind of nutty. I wanted to try it in there. I'm glad we pulled it. Ooh, hey! And our second Shockland in the box. Overgrown Tomb. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Thirst for Identity is our... Well, hey. And another... Lurk. Land. Couple of Shocklands. I am happy. You know, I found a couple of cards that I wanted to mess about with already, so I am pretty happy. Now, I will not say that I am completely happy until we get the Bitter Blossom Bear. I keep forgetting his name. It's the one card that I really want. Potentially finding it in Showcase would be super sick. It's just like the one card out of the entire set that I really want. And I cannot for the life of me remember its actual correct name. Man, we have so many Oblivion Ring style effects. It's magic. Blasting Fire again. Hookah's Eye. Grave Shifter. And... ooh, this is actually a really cool card as well. Soul Immolation. 5 mana sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, Blight X. X can't be greater than the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Soul Immolation deal X damage to each opponent and each creature they control. This is a really cool card. I think it is a little bit odd that you can blight equal to the highest toughness that you control, up to the highest toughness that you control, but it doesn't have to be the creature. You don't have to blight on the creature with the highest toughness. I don't know why that comes across as like slightly odd, but this is a really cool fucking card. Also, the artwork is fucking nuts. Maybe I should keep these cards a little bit closer. Seems like the artwork a little bit better. I don't even know what the fuck's going on in there. I gotta be completely honest. It seems like the flesh has been completely rendered. Like, you can see, like, cattle bones and whatever the fuck that is. Just see bone and, like, I presume that's just, like, blood mist from, like, the carnage. That's such a sick card. It is really, really sick. Now our rare is Brambleback Brute. Also really cool looking card. Lord Swan. Whatever it's called, it's the next pack after this one. Oh, for real? Okay. You know, it's funny you say that, because that might actually happen. Simply because the other day, last week rather, I started a stream late because I was watching a buddy of mine open up their own Lorwyn box. And before I left, I told him, look, in this pack, you're going to get a full art shock land. And sure enough, they got a full art shock land. I think it was the Hollowed Fountain, the blue-white one. I would love to find the blue-red one, personally. Dream Caesar again. Boulder Dash. Noggle the Mind. I forgot that Noggles are a thing in Magic. What a weird name for a creature type. Pretty cool enchantment, though. Mud Button Curse Tosser. That's kind of neat. Especially in, you know, Blight decks and whatnot. Blowing up a creature power 2 or less can mean a lot. Bristlebane Outright. And, hey, one of the other commands, Tristan's Command. 6 mana, create a token that's a copy of target elf you control, return 1 or 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand, destroy target creature or enchantment, and creature target player controls get +3/+3 until the end of the turn, and untap them. Pretty sick. Oh, look at this! We got a little foil Reese the Evermore. 2 mana, 2/2 with flash. Whenever Reese enters, another target creature you control gains persist until the end of the turn. Pay a white and tap it. Remove any number of counters from target creature control. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. This model, welcome in. Yeah, we went live at... Well, I tried to go live at 4, except I kind of woke up late, and I did some stuff. And then we had issues, and I had to stop the stream and restart the PC because Wavelength just stopped working and it wouldn't come back online. But yeah, this was supposed to be a little bit earlier still, mainly because that way we'd have enough time to go through the box and then play as much Nioh 3 as possible. Reese really is getting gamaged, huh? Shit, look at that. Yeah, I wanted to go live a little bit earlier. 2-3 hours, plenty of time to get into or through the box. And get some Nioh action in. Awesome. If I'm not wrong, fairies in Lorwyn, they are born from flowers, right? This card is sick. I'm going to try this out in my Elsha deck. Anything that gives treasure tokens is always welcome. This is actually a very solid common too. Not crazy, but pretty neat. Huh, this is kind of neat too, actually. I might try this out in my Alela deck, just to see if it gives me a bit of persist. Not, not persist, but you know, keeps me in the game a little bit of the life gain and whatnot. So we theoretically should be making a good chunk of fairies in there. Eclipsed Elf. Pretty neat. Twin Flame Travelers is kind of sick. It's really sick. And I can't count. So our rare is Winnowing. Speaking of getting gamaged. Actually, no, this has nothing to do with getting gamaged. I just saw little, like, specks. But this is a pretty cool card nonetheless. Winnowing, 6 mana sorcery with Convoke. For each player, you choose a creature that player controls. Then each player sacrifices all other creatures they control that don't share a creature type with the chosen creature they control. So if you're playing a typal deck and your opponent is not playing a typal deck, well, your opponent is definitely getting the worst end of the stick on that one. And our foil is Elder Auntie. Gonna need a copy of Winnowing for a few of my decks. Yeah, Winnowing is sick. I mean, I guess even outside of like typal decks, right? Still being able to pick like the worst creature your opponents control, especially if they don't have creatures that share a type with it, and then just wiping their board, right? You leave them with like a 1/1 squirrel, and then everything else they have is dead. Is still pretty damn strong, especially because, you know, you're making the choice. You're not letting your opponent choose, which is huge. I love Nioh 3. It feels better than Nioh 2 in every aspect they changed, and the game was already fantastic. The little bit that I've played, I'd have to agree with that. My only worry is that the game does feel a little bit easier so far, so I don't know how the end game is going to be, but I'm hoping that in the New Game Plus cycles, things get a little bit harder, especially in the end game grind. I'm curious to see how they treated the end game grind, actually, because that was a big aspect of both Nioh 1 and Nioh 2. So I'm curious to see how that goes. But I'm not even too mad that the game feels easier, honestly, because it's really fucking fun. And while I love challenging games, the most important thing that a game needs to do is be fun. So if it's between difficult and not fun, and fun but easy, I will take fun and easy, even though I like challenges. Hey, Personify. This is a neat card. Virulent Emissary. This is a pretty decent one as well. Nightmare Sower is not half bad either, actually. Hey! And another Winnowing. You said that we needed a couple of copies. There you go. There's a couple of copies right there. Oh, man. And our foil is an Eclipsed Marrow, which is actually a very neat card. This is another cycle, I'm pretty sure as well. That art for that mountain is really fucking sick. Sorry if I'm taking the time to like separate as we go, but that'll make it easier for me post-stream. Yeah, I think difficulty could be a little bit higher, but maybe the New Game Plus cycles scale a lot harder. If they do scale a lot harder, I think that's a very good move that they pulled in, because it makes the game a lot more accessible, and those that are die-hard Nioh fans, or those that really enjoy the game, they're going to take the time to really get their build going, min-max, and be ready for New Game Plus. And those that don't care, they still had a good time, still enjoyed Nioh. Blight Rot. Another card I'm gonna probably toss in Apatra. Gamley, welcome in. Prismatic Undercurrents. Molded Dash. Noggle the Mind. Another Mud Button Curse Tosser. And our rare is Lava Leaper. 4 mana, 4/4. All creatures have haste. Look at this rabbit, stag, frog thing. Whenever a player taps a basic land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of any type that land produces. Hey, everybody go fast. I like it. And our foil is Prideful Feastling. Okay, seems like the pack heat has slowed down a little bit. Slowed down a little bit, but, you know, what can you do? I've been searching Russian Eventide Bulk this week. Why specifically Russian? Found some Heritage Druids and Deglammers. Nice, nice. Artwork for Runaway Together is really nice. I mean, again, the artwork for this entire set is just really fucking good. And Gloom Ripper. 5 mana, 4/4 elf. When this creature enters, target creature you control gets +X/+O until the end of turn. And up to one target creature an opponent controls gets -0/-X until the end of turn, where X is the number of elves you control plus the number of elf cards in your graveyard. Make an elf big and kill your opponent's creature. Neato. Now our foil is Squawk Roaster. It's a three-headed chicken. The three-headed chicken. Because I happen to have a bunch of Russian Eventide, because when I draft the Lorwyn block heavily at the local game shop, was given Russian packs as prize support, and I won a lot of Eventide packs. Very, very fair. I love chicken. Oh my god, I love chicken too. I could go for some chicken right now, actually. I love Lorwyn Eclipse, but there weren't enough cards in the set that I personally want and need to warrant buying a box. I'm gonna stick to singles this time around. That's very fair. I got a box because I was really excited for Lorwyn Eclipse. Look at this fucking artwork, dude. Jesus Christ. I was really excited for Lorwyn. I think if I had waited to see all the cards, I probably would not have bought a box either. I was really hoping it would be packed with some other stuff, but yeah, as I mentioned at the start of the stream, Lorwyn Eclipse is one of the recent sets that really showcases that we need to go back to fucking blocks. Because there is a lot you can do in Lorwyn. You know, again, you have merfolks, you have elves, you have kithkins, you have tree folks, you have the changelings, you have the fairies, etc., etc., etc. And you have all of them with their own mechanics and this and that, and you just cannot pack all of that in a single set. It's a set that needs to breathe. Ooh. Deep Channel Duelist. At the beginning of your end step, untap target merfolk you control, and the other merfolks you control get +1/+1. Hey, that's pretty neat. Maybe I should make a merfolk deck. Morkant's Loyalist, 3 mana, 3/2. Their elves get +1/+1. This creature dies, return a target elf from your graveyard to your hand. Neat. And our rare is Tam Mindful First Year. 2 mana for a Gorgon Wizard. 2/2. Each other creature you control has hexproof from each of its color. Target creature you control becomes all colors until the end of the turn. That's neat. And our foil is a Gallant Foul Knight. Look at that big chicken. It's almost like a big chocobo, dude. Ooh. Foil Forest. Oh, that actually looks kind of neat. The way the foil is, right? It makes it seem like what I presume those are like windows, right? Inside of like a Kithkin hut or something. Like it's lighting up. That's neat. I just traded a Funko Pop for a bunch of retro frame shocks and fetches and a Shrine to Nyx as well. Hell yeah. Don't forget the Giants. That's true. Giants are very much a thing as well. Yeah. Lots of cool merfolks to build with nowadays. Sounds like a fun idea. Yeah, it's a shame that I don't think we have like a proper Bant commander, because merfolks have like really started to split themselves between blue-green and blue-white. I think blue-green is now well predominant over blue-white just because of the Ixalan stuff and whatnot. Merfolks are pretty cool. They can do a lot. They can definitely do a lot. Now our rare is Disruptor of Currents. Speaking of merfolks, 5 mana, 3/3 with Flash and Convoke. When this creature enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Interesting enough. And we get a second rare in the pack. Look at that. We are blessed. Another Flash. Another 5 mana with Flash and Convoke. When this creature enters, choose a target creature type. Other permanents you control of that type gain hexproof and indestructible. This is sick. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. We're stacking, dude. I'm cheating. I actually just slid these cards in. And our foil is Catharsis. 6 mana, 3/4. When this creature enters, if double white was spent, cast it. Create 2 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature tokens. When this creature enters, if double red was spent to cast it, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste until the end of the turn. And it's got Evoke. Admittedly, I think this might be the weakest one when paid for its full cost. But early on, 2 mana, pump your team and give him haste? That's not half bad. That is not half bad. Still, I'll take it. 3 rare fellows in the pack. Would like to see it. Why did Giants break the Lorwyn meta? Because Giant can run Pyroclasm main deck, and that is a board wipe against all the other. Wow, that is very flimsy. All right. Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me. Giants big, other tribes small. Reluctant Downguard. Man, all the Kithkins just look so bizarre. The merfolks look really sick, though. Wonderwine Farewell. 7 mana Convoke. Turn up to return 1 or 2 non-land permanents to the owner's hand, and if you control a merfolk, you create a merfolk token for each permanent return this way. Hey, this could be pretty sick. Goatnap! And yeah! Hey, hello, miss. High Perfect Morcant. 4 mana, 4/4. Whenever High Perfect Morcant or another elf you control enters, each opponent blights 1. Tap target untapped elf you control, proliferate. She is pretty sick. And our foil is Wonderbrine Creature. Time to go to sleep. Have a good one. Good luck on the pools. Vuctel, I appreciate you stopping by, and I appreciate the good luck. You have yourself a great rest of your day. That's so sick. I love the full art lands for this. I mean, I say I love. There's some that I really like and some that I'm kind of okay with. But overall, I really, really like how they look. I had a red deck win Rage Quit on me after the 3rd turn in a row of me playing Feud Killer's Verdict. Got the token that time. And you know what? If you can't hack it, dip out and move on to the next. It is what it is. God, we're in the last stretch. Come on! Give me what I seek. Why must you hide it from me? I can't complain. I think the box overall was pretty decent. Bogard Mischief. This is a pretty cool card, actually. I love the purples and some of the black cards in this set. They look so fucking dope. That's some crazy fucking art. This is a pretty cool card. And hey, look at that. Erdu, Carrier of Dawn, 5 mana, 5/5 flying lifelink. Creature spells you cast have Convoke. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay black. If you do, transform Erdu, and he transforms into Isilu? Isilu? Let's go with Isilu. Carrier of Twilight. 5/5 flying lifelink. Each other non-token creature you control has persist. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay white. If you do, transform Isilu. This is a really, really cool fucking card. The ability to like switch in between Convoke and Persist is really, really sick. Yeah, this card is super dope. And our foil is Guilt Leaf's Embrace. It's the guy and his other form, other guy. Is that an idea? Tauren Mauler should be in Dinosaurs? The group named the deck, not me. Is Tauren Mauler the guy that gives you extra combat steps? Can't recall. I really like this art. Again, the purples and some of the black cards in this set just look so fucking good. Huh. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except that it has haste, and at the beginning of your end, sacrifice this token. It's kind of a neat card. And our rare, or should I say mythic rare, is Chronicle of Victory. 6 mana legendary artifact. As Chronicle of Victory enters, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +2/+2 and have first strike and trample. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, draw a card. Huh. I think this bad boy might go into... Shit, I actually have a few type of cards. Part of me wants to slam it right into Krenko. But part of me also kind of wants to put it in zombies. I'm not gonna lie. Krenko's probably the best fit for this. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But this is a really cool card. Either ways. And our foil is Miss Meadow Council. Hell, maybe it's even worth putting in the fairy deck. Chronicle's like 20 right now. Damn. Yeah, I think we got a couple of decent cards out of here. I'll show all the rares and whatnot that we pulled after we're done with the packs. 2/2 Changeling that gets +1/+1 counter every time an opponent plays a spell. I mean, yeah, it can be a very quick growing vanilla creature. If you care about just having a big stompy dude, yeah. Not a bad idea. I personally don't like big stompy guys. I like my cards to do something other than just be big. But sometimes all you need is just big man. Sometimes big stompy is exactly what you need. Ah! And our rare is Curious Colossus. 7 mana, 7/7. When this creature enters, each creature target opponent control loses all abilities, becomes a coward in addition to its other types, and has base power, toughness, 1/1. And our rare is Perfect Intimidation. That's a cool guy. Speaking of giants. Yeah, I mean, I suppose this, especially if you got some trample going on, bit of green-white action. I suppose turning everything into a 1/1 can definitely be a hell of a game ender. It gives me another dinosaur that's under a 4-drop and isn't terrible. There's not many of those. That's fair. Yeah, how many packs do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on! Give me the Bitter Bloom Bear, please, I beg you. Magic the Gathering Gods. I never ask for much. Actually ask for a lot of times. But please, just this once, listen to me. And Twilight Diviner. 3 mana, 3/3. When this creature enters, Surveil 2. Beautiful art. Whenever one or more other creatures you control enter, if they entered or were cast from a graveyard, Create a token that's a copy of one of them. This ability only triggers once. This is a really cool fucking card. This is a really, really cool fucking card. I like it a lot. And our foil is Thought Weft Lieutenant. Whenever another creature or another Kithkin you control enters, target creature you control gets +1. Wow, this is actually kind of fucking sick. Wait. This card is actually really dope. All right. Yeah, no. Twilight Diviner? Diviner? I think it's Diviner, right? Twilight Diviner is really fucking sick. Yeah, I like this card a lot. I'm gonna try to do something with it. See if maybe I can properly slot it into Taval. That card is really sick. I like graveyard shenanigans, chat. Yo, Arcvold, welcome in. I'm about to bless this man with the bloom. I hope so. You really like Diviner? Yeah, it seems like a really cool card. I got a bunch of stuff that gives all my stuff trample. Yeah, like I said, if sometimes all you need is just a big dork. And if a big, efficient dork is what you want, then get yourself a big, efficient dork. Soulbright Seeker. Pitiless Fist. Thirst for Identity. And our rare is... You know what? Not the Steam Vents I was looking for, but it is a Steam Vent. I am happy nonetheless. Yeah, I would really like to find the full art of these Steam Vents. Alright, double Steam Vent. I mean, it's still not the Steam Vent I'm looking for, but I'll take it. Oh, man. All right. Do we have another... Is there another Steam Vent hiding in this pack? Yeah, hey, that's sick. That's, I think, 4 Shocklands so far. Not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. My Alanya deck could use a foil Shockland. Hey, I heard you like Shocklands. And I heard you like Steam Vents. How about you give me the full art one, huh? And this one right here. This one right here is going to have a Showcase Bitterbloom Bearer and a full art Steam Vent. I can feel it. Can you imagine if it does? Nobody's going to believe that this is a real pack opening. And our rare is... this guy. I don't really care for this dude, but he is interesting. Chiral Attentive First Year. There's a couple of first years here. Is this supposed to tie into, is this at all somehow able to tie into the Strixhaven set? Because there's a couple of first year fellas in here. I haven't bothered reading the lore for this set yet, so I don't know what's going on, but there's a couple of first years. And when I think first year, I think school. And when I think school, I think Strixhaven. Either ways, Chiral Attentive First Year, 3 mana, 3/3. You can tap 2 untapped creatures you control to copy a target triggered ability you control. It's pretty neat. Nothing crazy, but it is pretty neat. And our foil is the Weary Farmer. We've got a full art land. Come on. 4 packs left. It's got to be in there somewhere. It's got to be in there somewhere. I can smell it. I can smell that fairy. Come on. Make yourself known. Look at this guy. Damn goblins look great. Ooh, I see a foil peeking up back there. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get... Hide it. Hide it. Don't get ahead of yourself. And our rare is... Hey, 6 command. We got 3 of the commands. I think there's 5 of them, right? 6 command. Choose 2. Create a token that's a copy. 3 mana. Kindred sorcery, merfolk. Choose 2. Create a token that's a copy of target merfolk. Creatures target player controls gain lifelink until the end of the turn. Target player draws a card. Tap target creature. Put a stun counter on it. And... Oh, dude, I was about to scream because of how the foil looks and because there were like some purples and stuff. And I said that it was a foil showcase. If this was going to be a foil showcase Bitterbloom Bearer, I was going to scream. We saw this guy before. Hold on, let me pull it back up. We saw this guy before, but I don't think it was the showcase art though. 3 mana, 2/3. When it enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a Merfolk, Plains, or an Island card from among them. Put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. I like that it says Plains or Island and not basic Plains or basic Island. Makes sense with the Shock Lens being in the set and all. Three packs left. We're in the final stretch here. The last 3. The last 3 big ones. I try so hard to not let the cards like slide out because I don't want to spoil myself what's coming up. But sometimes it happens, you know. But this guy's pretty neat. Target creature gains trample and haste, and you draw a card. Impolite Entrance. Indeed. Pretty good. And our rare is... Hey, Glenelendra Guardian. 3 mana, 3/4, flash, flying. Creature enters with a -1/-1 counter on it. Remove a counter from this creature. Counter target non-creature spell. Its controller draws a card. This is a very... This is like a budget Glenelendra's Archmage, I think it's called. I could be wrong, but it's the one that you can sacrifice it to counter a spell and it has persist and it comes back. Pretty good though, nonetheless. And our foil is Appeal to Erdu. Two packs left. I am crossing my fingers and everything else in my body that can be crossed. Please. I just want that one fairy. That is all I ask. Nothing less, nothing more. That's all I want. Well, 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 if it ain't CannoliSenpai. If it ain't CannoliSenpai indeed, it is me, it is I. Welcome in. Let's not spoil ourselves. Oh, hey, another Eclipse Marrow. All right. The box really likes this guy. And our rare is Champion of the Weird. 4 mana, 5/5 is an additional cost to cast this spell. Behold a goblin and exile it. Pay 1 life, blight 2, target opponent blights 2. When this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exile card to its owner's hand. This guy is pretty neat, all things considered. And our foil is Blighted Blackthorn. A nice little foil plains as well. Alright. Ya boys losing hope a little bit, but it is the final pack. Come on. It's in here. I can feel it. I can smell it. It's in here. Trust. I was about to say, what, did the music stop? Are we getting quiet for, like, atmosphere? And... okay. Mornsong Aria, 3 mana, legendary enchantment. Players can't draw or gain life. And at the beginning of each player's draw step, that player loses 3 life, searches their library for a card, and puts it into their hand and then shuffles. A really interesting card. Love the artwork. It's an interesting card. And we have Grub's Command. We have 4 of the 5 commands. Let's go. 5 mana Kindred Sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target goblin you control. Creatures a target player controls get +1/+1 and gain haste until end of turn. Destroy target artifact or creature. And target player mills 5 cards and puts each goblin card milled this way into their hand. That's pretty neat. And our foil is Sting Slinger. That is unfortunate. I didn't quite get the one singular card that I really, really wanted out of the set. There's a few cards that I would have liked to pull that we didn't pull. But the one singular card I wanted, unfortunately, we did not get. However, we can do a quick little recap here before we swap to Nioh. If it seems like I'm kind of in a hurry and not really lingering on a lot of cards, that's because I'm like semi in a hurry, if you will. not particularly, but I do want to play Nioh. But I also really wanted to open this up. But I also really wanted to open this up on stream. Just because I think it's fun to open up packs on stream. Not for any real particular reason. Let me split it up so the cards don't start sliding all over the place. That looks about even to me. This bad boy here as a stopper. This is what I do whenever I open up a booster box. This is how I organize stuff. Split all the foils regardless. Split all the lands and tokens. All commons and uncommons. And then set it up like this. And then they don't move. Well, until you do that. And then you shake it all about. But that's fine. Now they're here for when I feel like organizing them. So these are the goodies that we got. So towards the end, it kind of waned off a little bit. But we still got some decent stuff. Grub's Command, Mornsong Aria, Champion of the Weird. I like putting the showcases with the rare just because I really like the art for a lot of the showcase stuff. Eclipsed Marrow, Glenelendra Guardian, Sig's Command, Foil Eclipsed Marrow, Chiral Attentive First Ear, a Steam Vent, a Foil Steam Vent, Twilight Diviner, Curious Colossus, Chronicle of Victory, Erdu Carrier of Dawn, High Perfect Morkant, The Feet Elf, Selfless Safe Right, Disruptor of Currents, Foil Catharsis, Tam Mindful First Year, Deep Channel a Duelist, and I really like the art for that. Gloom Ripper, Lava Leaper, a couple of copies of Winnowin, Reese the Evermore Foil, Tristan's Command, Soul Immolation, an Overgrown Tomb, Mirrorwind Crown, Bloodline Bidding, Eclipsed Boggart, Bridget Clechan? I still don't know how to pronounce that, but Bridget Clechan's Heart, I guess. Kinscare Sentry, Bridget's Command, Wistfulness, special guest, Devoted Druid. I think this is probably the one pull I am the most happiest with. I was really hoping for Bitterbloom Bear, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm not mad at the Devoted Druid. And I'm not mad at the Bloom Tender either. I like my mana dorks. Flitterwing Nuisance, Bristlebane Battler, Blood Crypt, Spry and Mighty, Adept Water Shaper, and Goliath, a Daydreamer. I think overall I'm happy. There's a few cards in here that I actually plan on putting in some of the decks. We got a handful of Shocklands and a couple of other interesting pools. I was really hoping to get Glen Elendra's command. I was really hoping... there's a counter spell, if I don't remember wrong, that's fairy themed as well, that I was really hoping to get. And I was really hoping to get Bitterbloom Bear, but here we are. Yeah, this was pretty decent, chat. I hope you enjoyed the box opening as much as I enjoy cracking the pack. Again, I'm a little disappointed in Lorwyn Eclipse, just because this is a set that really needed to be a block. Just bring the blocks back. If you don't want to do 3-set blocks, just do 2-set blocks. I think even 2-set blocks would allow each plane to really breathe. I don't know, just bring blocks back. That's all I gotta say. Just bring the blocks back, please. I think it's more the people that want blocks than the people that don't want blocks, if you ask me, but what do I know? I'm not a research analyst. But that is it, chat. Just because of the multi-streaming side of thing, because I am not aware if you can stop. Actually, hold on. Let me look this up real quick. Let's find out, because I don't know. I don't think you can properly do this on YouTube. If we can split the stream on YouTube, I don't think we can. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do, chat. Just for simplicity's sake here, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and then I'm gonna go live again. So that's gonna give me about 5 minutes to kind of undo all of this, right? I get to undo all of this, get set up for our usual stream. That way, if any more issues happen with Wavelink, I don't have to interrupt the stream. I'm going to be able to deal with them outside of that. And I'll be back in roughly 10 minutes with some Nioh 3. I think 10 minutes should be fine. I might even be here sooner than 10 minutes. So if you want to see some Nioh 3 action, chat, stick around. We will be here shortly. But for now, I'm going to shut the stream off. There's got to be a way to split streams on YouTube. There's got to be. But yeah, so I will see you shortly, chat. Until then, stay safe, stay creamy. And, yeah, grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, stay hydrated, all that good stuff. You know, take care of yourself. And I will be back momentarily. See ya.